And welcome back, agents. This is Mr. Kasarian, and we are in the Division, as always. Okay, so, Jace is behind me. I think he's watching Critical Role, I'm guessing by the laughter. So if you hear that, just carry on. Keep smiling. Which is an awesome series, and I highly recommend everyone check it out. Anyways, so we're just doing some HVTs today, or at least the setup thereof. So the basic concept with HVTs is that you...
Active echo beacon detected.
Echo? Where's an echo? I should have swept this zone of... Oh, I already have. Okay. So the basic idea is that you're going through and you have to take out these targets of opportunity and collect intel from taking them out. Ow. And by killing these guys, there we go. Thank you. Come on. Where are you? Oh, I shot you while you were throwing throw a grenade. And that using that intel, you gain information on the location of high-value targets. So you see we just picked up, we gained 1 division tech and 1 target intel. Shiny, right? Right. So now we're moving on to the next one. Let's just check our map and make sure that it is actually a location that we can... Yes, that is the next one on our list. Good. Okay. So these are basically what in Skyrim we would call, or in RPG land, we'd call these radiant encounters. Basically, you pick them up, they happen at semi-random places, and yeah, it adds some, let's say, replayability. And absolutely, it is grindy. But this is an MMORPG. What do you want? Grind is what you're dealing with. I guess it's kind of an MMO FPS. I popped that too early. That's fine. I also did some respecking on my weapons, so you may notice a few differences. You can actually re-roll... Find some cover. You can actually re-roll now weapons and attributes, so, or the talent on the weapons. It's limited. You can't just keep doing it. But...
Warning, hostile forces approaching.
Contact's rear, so let's push in. You'll notice I'm regenerating health when I shoot someone, both when I kill someone and when I get critical hits. And that's because I got the self-preserve talent on my assault rifle. Come on, you guys aren't even yellows. So it doesn't really matter if there are enough of you. Oh, purples too. Alright, alright. I wouldn't do that, mate. Okay, are we all set?
Just my luck.
There. Problem solved. Sheesh. Pain in the neck. You know, you'd think they would see someone who just massacred a bunch of their buddies and they'd go, maybe we don't want to try and kill this guy. Maybe attacking him would be a bad idea. But no, they just come charging after me anyways. That's fine. That's fine. Alright, so we have one more HVT, or one more intel point to take out. And once that's done, we can move ahead and we can actually look at running an HVT. And we're going to run a pretty easy one, I think, today. Because I don't want to fail horribly on camera. Hey. But, yeah. some of them can be pretty difficult, and you really do need to get a team together to take them out, especially the weeklies. The dailies are pretty easy. I wouldn't really stress the dailies too much, but the weeklies, I've heard, are a monumental pain in the neck, and I'm actually glad to see that. One of the complaints I had with Division was that the difficulty curve was kind of screwy. So you're progressing along, you're doing challenges on hard mode. You're maybe 2 or 3 manning challenging level missions, and then all of a sudden you run into the incursions, and it's just silly, right? You can't make any headway suddenly. I mean, it took us, I think Jace and I both spent, oh, that's not cover. Jace and I both spent about maybe 6 or 7 tries, both together and independently, trying to do Falcon Lost when it first came out. And the thing was that the way you had to beat Falcon Lost was, in my opinion, really gamey. You had to play mechanics in order to do it. And just none of us could manage it. It took us forever to manage it. We're just going to fast travel there. And it just took us forever to manage it, But we finally did. We eventually did it. And it was a pain in the neck, but we eventually did it. But I like the fact that you now have these HVTs. You have the underground missions that scale in their difficulty. You're not all of a sudden, being thrown into this massive difficulty spike where if you haven't geared up enough by the time you start it, you just have no hope. Let's hand it in. And mission received. We got some hybrid pads, those are just trash. And 2 target intel. Okay, so now that we have the target intel, what do we do with it? Well, let's hit our map again, and we're going to fast travel back to the base of operations, or the FOB. We call it, both Jace and I call it the forward operating base because it's just easier. It is a forward operating base. It is the forward operating base for operations in what was once New York City and is now hell. Not hell. Okay. Close enough, but not quite. We're loading. I need to get a bigger solid state drive so I can put the Division on my solid state instead of putting it on my standard drive. All right, we're loading. Come on, this month. I'm actually pretty certain that the loading time has more to do with syncing with the server than it has anything to do with your actual hard drive loading speed. But I could be wrong. But I suspect that's the case, because there's no reason this should take this long to load if it was just loading off the hard drive. So, word from the wise, always reload right before you rearm. In other words, before you go into your base of operations. It just makes it easier. Let's do the slow walk. I really wish they'd get rid of that. Alright, assault rifle ammo, thank you. Alright, so now that we've done that, and we're having graphical anomalies again, but that happens. Okay, so you have your weekly and your daily HVT officers. We're going to talk with the daily HVT officer. And we're going to pick up this one, East Coast Crew. Okay, and you get Phoenix credits for this. You also get Phoenix credits for these. So let's accept the target. You can see target difficulty is low. So we can pick up this one.
Bringing the city back, one at a time.
Target acquired. Okay, and now that we've located our HVT, let's figure out where the heck our HVT is. Of course, you're a run from just about any safe house. So we'll go to Grindhouse, then we'll roll up and knock out that HVT. So basically you have a choice now. You can either do your HVTs or to get Phoenix credits, or you can grind out your encounters, which is what we all used to do. And that's, when I left the game, that was basically it. You ground out your encounters, you got your Phoenix credits, you made lots of Phoenix credits, and you kept going. Now, you can still do that. I haven't sat down and plugged out the math yet, but I suspect that it's easier to do it with HVTs. And I think the rewards are a little bit better because they're a bit more graduated than HVTs were. So in other words, you can go with easy, medium, hard, extreme, etc. All right. So let's move.
You are now entering a safe area.
Yes, thank you. Let's remember where the out is at the safe house. There we go. Nope, that's not the out. There's the out. I'm rearmed, right? Yes, okay. These HVTs are a pain in the neck, and
Warning. You are now leaving the safe
if you
area.
die, you actually lose your... How do I get out from this location? If you die, you actually lose the intel points that you put into getting it. So, we're going to highlight this. Thank you. All right. So you really don't want to die. And that means you really want to have a decent team together for when you go after those weeklies. Okay? And of course, it all depends, you know, kind of on what your gear's like, how you're geared up, you know, that sort of thing. All right, let's switch over to this because we have LMBs. And there we go. Target's neutralized. All right. Back on to getting the HVT. Let's get my real gun out now. Yeah, I know. My 45 Vector isn't my real gun, but I think that's funny. Coming from where I did playing the game a while ago. Notice how even before I kill them, I'm actually recharging my health. That's because of self-preserved. Might as well take cover. There we go. Okay, really? You dead now? Thank you. And there we go. All right. Much better. Yeah, I didn't really need to kill them, but, you know, it works. Just wipe them out, keep rolling. Wipe them out, keep rolling. Also, unfortunately, in the Division, just trying to charge past them usually ends up with you stuck in combat, and you have to go back and kill them anyways. That happens less, I've noticed now, but it still happens. Alright, we have an LMB checkpoint and base here. And my HVT is somewhere over to my right.
Approaching marked location. Warning. Hostiles detected nearby. Alert. Additional hostiles inbound.
Alright, let's move this fast now, shall we? First we have to find the up here, which is easier said than done.
Hostiles incoming.
That was a really bad time to lose my vision.
Alert. Heavily armored hostile detected.
You gonna come out of there?
This one's for you.
Or you're just gonna try and fight me? That's fine. That works too.
High-value target has been eliminated.
Not the most difficult mission. But we neutralize them. And we got a level 214 item out of the mix. So I consider that to be a success. And I believe, judging by my game clock, it took me about, let's say, 15, 20 minutes. So it's not that bad. It really isn't bad at all. And the mission's automatically completed now. We can just go back to a safe house, and we run some more search and destroy missions. That's it. I prefer Hell's Kitchen for my search and destroys because it's a fairly small district. It doesn't require a lot of running around, and it isn't like Times Square where you can have, one mission at the very top of the map, one mission at the bottom, and you're just like, oh gosh, now I got to run everywhere. So at least this way, we have a little bit better time of things, let's say. Anyways, so we're going to run back. I'm going to run some more search and destroys. Hope you've enjoyed this episode, going in a little bit into tracking and engaging HVTs. Probably in the future, you will end up seeing Gospel Matt and Battlemind Jace and I, all of us running maybe a weekly HVT. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. It's been fun as always. Hope you enjoyed the episode. And, as usual, good hunting.